the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I were safe and sound. Can we just slow down? And we just slow waste another day. I don't wanna stay.
Hey everybody, what's up? This is True Justice One. All praises and all glory to Father. Okay, and you guys, I wanted to make a video about the seven trumps. It's because you guys know that that. Well, some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know on my channel that um, my specialty in the Bible is Revelations. You have other brothers in our community that are good at other parts of the Bible, but my part is Revelations. I was started learning it when I was like, a teenager, and it's like 15, 20 years, learning it repetitively. And it's just so important to learn Revelations because it's a prophecy about the future, okay? And it's prophesied by John the Revelator, and also part of a future prophecy. You can also connect it, Revelations, with the prophecy from Jesus, okay, about the day of the Lord, okay? And also you can cross-reference this with not just hundreds but thousands of dreams, because in the Bible Father says he will give his people dreams, and it's just happening on a mass level. And like I said, not just hundreds of prophetic dreams about the future, but thousands. And you're listening to a person that has listened to, if not hundreds, thousands of prophetic dreams, on almost all of them. And they all, a lot of them, which is amazing, align, and they're very similar. Okay, and they coincide with the prophecies of the Bible. So therefore, I know it's prophetic. I know, I'm not saying every dream aligns with the prophet, but I'm just saying majority of them do, and I see a lot of them, in the Bible. The things they're talking about, the stuff they're seeing in their dreams, I see them in this book of Revelations. Okay, and the book of Revelations means to be revealed. Okay, so to reveal, so you have to be studied. You have to study it. It has to be revealed unto you. Okay, so I'm revealing it to you because obviously you're listening to the video. I'm a person of divinity, so I believe things fall a certain way, and they're supposed to fall that way. You're the one that's supposed to listen to this. You're supposed to listen to this. You're supposed to spread it. You're supposed to learn it. Okay. If you have any questions or problems or doubts, bring it to my attention. But I see that the importance of the divinity of it through people's dreams and in aligning with the Bible. I just think that's so amazing. How the Most High, poured His Spirit on the people, and that were prophesying. If you were to ask me, hey, True Justice, what's the main thing of Revelations? What's really it about? And I would say it's mainly about the mark of the beast, because if you read in throughout the scriptures, it's talking about salvation, okay, and salvation through Jesus, and how everybody can get salvation through Jesus, okay. But in the end days, there's one thing that can stop, everybody's salvation, and that's getting the mark of the beast. Okay, so, and for the Jesus believers out there that say, well, that's impossible, because if I believe in Jesus, I'm gonna live eternally, and I will never, doesn't matter what happens or what I get, I'm gonna live an eternal life because of Jesus. He died on it. No, because that's not what the Bible says. And just like the Old Testament and the New Testament, okay, they were both found in the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's basically every Bible believer's main evidence, basically, to me, is basically the Dead Sea Scrolls, okay? So you'll find the Old Testament in the Dead Sea Scrolls, you'll find the New Testament, you'll also find Revelations, which is the New Testament, of course. You'll find Revelations in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So these prophecies are true. These are prophecies. And so, like I was saying, though, as for the people that are Bible believers and they're saying that um, they have salvation no matter what, well, in this part of Revelations, which is also found in Dead Sea Scrolls, which is 2,000 years old, okay, it says right here in Revelations chapter 12, verse 7, and there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and I'm sorry, Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And I heard a third angel follow them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone." Okay, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay, so this is important. So for every Christian that we come across that's is going against prophecy, okay, they're going to have to deal with this, okay? They're going to have to deal with Revelations chapter 14, verse 10, because you can't just disassociate or discount parts of the Bible. You know, it all has to make sense together, okay? So it says that in the presence of the Lamb, that if you get the mark, okay, basically we all know as believers that the Lamb is Jesus, okay? So if you're or the creator's son, all right, and if you get that mark, it's saying right here in the Bible, and you can't say no one didn't tell you guys. It's saying right here that you're going to be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. So what good is your salvation if you're being eternally tormented? So you got to read the whole Bible, and we all got to account for the whole Bible, okay? So I'm going to read again. It's in for all the believers that say that they believe in Jesus and that the mark of the beast is not going to matter if they get it or not. You have to tell them, no, read Revelations chapter 14, verse 10. And I'm going to read it to you now. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment is sent up forever and ever. This is what the Bible is saying. So you, as a Christian, you cannot get the mark of the beast. Okay, now what's the mark of the beast? Okay, the mark of the beast is anything that if you the mark of the beast would be something that you'd get in your right hand or in your forehead, and it has to be a currency, a money system, because you're not allowed to buy, sell, or trade or without this mark. I'm just going to say buy or sell because that's what it says here. So I'm going to read it. Okay, in chapter 13, verse 16. And he calls us all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy, sell, save that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so you got to have all these things. Okay, you got to have mark in your right hand or in your forehead, and you have to not to be able to buy or sell or trade unless you have this. So anything coming up basically where they're saying you can't buy something unless you have this mark. So you can't use checks, gold, silver. You have to present this mark in order to get it. So on the day that gold is not good and you have to have something to trade your gold, you should red alerts should pop up, because anything around getting tormented day or night forever and ever, you wouldn't want to be around, right? So it's saying right here, uh, because okay, I want to say why. Okay, you're gonna say okay, so the mark of the beast is something that you can't buy or sell and trade. Okay, and it's in your right hand or in your forehead. Okay, so it's going to be I'm telling you that it's going to be a choice. They can't force you to get it. If they force you to get it, the Most High is just going to take it out of you. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. The whole point of this is just for you to choose. Okay, so just think, what is the mark? The mark, without buying or selling or trading, you can't go to Burger King, you can't go to Taco Bell, you can't go to AM/PM to get gas, you can't go pay your bills at PG&E. You have to have the mark. If you don't have the mark, you can't do those things. So you can't get your check from work Unless you get the mark, you have to eternally suffer forever and ever, right? So you're going to have to choose to either eternally suffer forever and ever or get the mark of the beast and go into the system. Okay. So it's basically you're the heaven or hell. Because I just read the verses to you. So you could go back through that. And I told you I studied this majority of my life, and I'm telling you what it says. Okay. All right. And he's gonna and also forewarning, okay, the person implementing this mark of the beast, right, is the beast. Okay, you have a first beast, you have a second beast, and you have a dragon. The dragon is Satan. That's the spirit of Satan. That's Satan the angel. That's Satan himself. That's who the dragon is in Revelations. Okay, you have the second beast, and then you have the first beast. Okay, so they're separate, but they're one mind. But their stories are different in Revelations because they're separate people, but they're one mind. Okay, so it all starts basically in. I'm just telling you parts of trumpets. Okay, I'm not telling you everything in order exactly what's happening, but I'm telling you in order of these three. Okay, so the beast comes down first. Okay, he hits Earth. He opens the door to the pit. Okay, I say it's war comes to the Earth. Okay, the first beast brings war to the Earth. Some say it'll be a supernatural event, and we're gonna see like aliens and stuff and all that stuff. I'm more on the because if you read it and they're trying to describe it in it's basically people from that time um when the beast opens the pit and the locusts come on earth in Revelations. You got to think about it because it's just like people from that time trying to explain on military things on trying to describe the future, right? And they only could describe it in their words. So I think that's probably what's going on here, if you want to believe it's supernatural or not. But no matter how you cut it, this army, this first beast comes down and opens this pit, releasing all the basically chaos on the earth. Okay, this first beast, I want you as an audience to pay attention because he's the person. He's going to be the person on the main stage. He's that so-called Antichrist everybody's talking about. He's going to play that role. Okay, Satan's in the backdrop. Okay, okay. When the first beast fights, right? I mean, when the first beast lands and opens that pit, Satan's still in heaven at this time. Okay, all right. So the dragon is in heaven. The first beast landed on earth. He opens the pit. The dragon's still in heaven. Now the dragon fights Michael and his angels. Okay, in Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, right? They're fighting. Okay, and Satan is cast to the earth. Okay, by the time Satan's cast to the earth, the first beast has everything set up for him. Okay, but Satan doesn't really, it's still the first beast that deals with us all the way to the end. He's the one that's attacking us. It's the first beast. Satan and the second beast, they're kind of like in a backdrop. They're like the manager and the coach. They're not really, the player on the field. The player on the field that's dealing with us, Israel, is the beast. That's the person we're going to be dealing with, is the first beast. Okay, because check it out. I'm just going to tell you guys in layman terms because I studied it, so I know exactly what's about to happen. And what it's saying is that this first beast takes a head wound. Something happens to this guy, right? Effed up, right? We see it, right? And basically he heals in a supernatural way. So we're like, the world's going to be shocked, like, on how he heals. We're going to like, there's no way possible, no science, technology that it could have healed him, right? But he's going to be before our eyes talking. It's going to be a supernatural event, okay? That's how he's going to get people. He's trying to pump himself up to be popular enough to get people to follow him. You see what I'm saying? That's why Satan and the second beast are kind of in. The second beast just basically comes out and he's on the stage too, but he's just uh, uh, um, uh, 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 pushing for the first beast. He's just basically telling everybody to follow the first beast. Okay, Satan's in the back. He's basically probably pulling the strings, telling the first beast what to do. But the first beast is the main one. He's the one that takes the wound on the head. He's the one on the world stage. He's he's the first one to actually go to the lake of fire in the future. Just to let you guys know. Okay, people go to hell, right? But then hell gets thrown. Everybody in hell gets thrown into the lake of fire, right? After judgment, right? Which hasn't happened yet, right? He's the first one, even before judgment. He's the first. He gets thrown into the lake of fire. The first beast, the second beast. Not even Satan. The dragon doesn't even meet that fate. The dragon gets locked up. He gets chained up for a minute before he waits to judgment day. But the first beast and second beast, they're coming down here with wrath too. They're going to be really upset because they're the first ones to get thrown into the lake of fire. So they're really going to be on us. All right. So you guys have to wake up. You're going to have an enemy coming for you. Okay. So the first beast, okay, he's the main guy on the stage. He gets the head wound. He's present for the whole world to get this chip, the mark of the beast. I say it's the chip because everybody's dreams are forming towards saying that it's the chip. Okay, I'm sure I could bet my bottom dollar that it's the chip, because anything that's going to replace gold and silver and checks and credit cards, and you can't use none of that stuff, and you have to have this mark, you're falling into prophecies. Okay, and we've been talking about this for years. Okay, even before the chip came out, we were talking about the chip. Okay, so yeah, that's what's going to happen, is that this guy takes this first beast, takes this wound, and everybody's impressed. He's going to say he's had a connection with God. This is a prophecy in Revelations. It's telling you guys what's about to happen, what this guy is about to do. He's going to take that head wound. Everybody's going to see him as like this special supernatural guy. And then he's going to tell everybody they should get the chip, that they should get the mark of the beast. That's what this is saying. And the true believers who actually do study Revelations, they know this. That's why I'm telling it to you, because I know this, because it's the way it's broken down. It's the way it's broken down. And it links up with not only prophetic dreams, it links up with Jesus talking about in Matthew, I think 24. Okay. Because you got to remember, in Matthew 24, they were asking Jesus to tell them about, because they were talking about the temples and showing them the temples, right? And then uh, uh, Jesus was like, man, all this stuff is just not even going to be here, right? Remember that? When not even one rock's going to be here, right? And they're following him. They're like, what you talking about, right? What you talking about, Jesus? We just build this. We showing you all this stuff. He's like, man, this stuff ain't going to be here, because he knew it was going to fall in 70 AD. Okay, this is about to fall in 70 AD. It's about to go down, right? And they were like, well, tell us. They were sitting down with them. They were like, well, tell us, since you know about the future. The disciples were basically telling Jesus, since you know about the future, tell us about this fall in 70 AD. And they didn't say specifically tell us about the fall in 70 AD, but they were like, tell us what you're talking about on the temple falling, and tell us what you're talking about in the day of the Lord in the future. Tell us about the future. So they were asking him two questions. They were asking about the temple, tell us about these things, and they were asking him about the future, because they realized he's a prophet and he could tell them about the future. They're taking the time, right? The things he says in Matthew 24 about the future and the day of the Lord, okay, line up with the things in Revelations, line up with, if not hundreds, thousands of dreams that people are having and been having for the last few years that I've been studying and watching. Okay, so we got to watch out for this first beast. This first beast takes the wound. This first beast deceives the world, tries to tell him it's a supernatural connection he has with probably the creator or God, or probably saying he's God. I don't know what he's going to do, or what lies he's going to put, but it says right here, man, look at Revelations chapter 13, verse 14, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, they that should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak. And he caused that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causes both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is after Satan fell from heaven. Okay, because it goes, the beast comes down, he opens the pit. Satan's at the same time, Satan's at in heaven, he falls, he comes down, he, you know what I'm saying, enforces. That's basically when it's after Satan falls. It's basically all this goes down to seventh trump. The whole beast putting out the mark, Satan falling from heaven, all this stuff is on the seventh trump. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna run through the other six trumps real quick. Okay, so you have all right. First one is rain, hell mingled with blood. The second trump is a mountain-sized comet hits Earth. Okay, the third trumpet, there's a bright comet that hits Earth. The fourth trumpet, 1/3 of the sun, 1/3 of the moon, 1/3 of the stars gets smitten. The fifth trump, the first beast falls from heaven and opens the bottomless pit. In the sixth trump, 1/3 of man dies, and the two witnesses that witness are killed by the first beast. Seventh trump, the mark of the beast is implemented. You know, like I said, Satan, Satan and the angels, falling. Satan's the dragon falls from heaven. You have the bringing up, and believers are killed. Okay, so you gotta remember, not remember, but there's another part too. Okay, so I want to talk about the rapturing. Okay, because I don't want to get mixed. I hate using that word rapture, because this is a different doctrine than that, and this is not that doctrine. Okay, but there is a bringing up. There is going to be a bringing up. There is going to be people going to heaven. There is going to be people being disappeared. There's going to be people gone and miraculously disappeared and go straight into heaven. And I do honestly believe that not only this, people have divine dreams about this and prophetic dreams about this, but you got to remember that this is all a test, and the true believers, they already know God's real, right? So it's like I have an inkling that those people are going to go first. The people who know God are real. You guys are probably not going to be here, man, because uh, especially ones that don't really understand Revelations. I think they're probably not going to be here. Um, but the ones that do will probably be here. I'm not sure if I'll be here or not. I've had dreams where I've disappeared and I'm not here. I had a dream where I was taken, So I don't know what's gonna happen to me, man. If I'm still here though, I'll do my best to, help and teach, uh, be a host, do my best to be a host for the Most High. But uh, there's two processes here. You have one process to where you're taken up. This is just for the people that don't get the mark. Everybody that is a believer that refuses to get the mark, um, when the seventh trump goes down, you're not going to be here. So it's probably important that you listen to this, because you have seven seals, and then there's seven trumps in Revelations, and then you have seven vials of wrath, which you do not want to be a part of, which is going to be here on earth. So you're going to want to be dead by the time the seventh trump hits. Okay, because if you're not, you're not going to be in a good. You and your soul are not going to be in a good position. You're not in a good position with the Most High if you're still here, because on the seventh trump, you're either going to be raptured, like I said, taken up, disappeared, bringing up. Once that happens, the other believers that see that, it's going to give them a leap. Everything that I'm saying in this prophecy is true because you've seen everything happen. So if everything in this list happens by the time you hit the seventh trump, I'm pretty sure you're going to say to yourself that all this stuff is pretty legit, and you pretty much know what's coming next, right? It's that guillotine, right? So if you've seen us, let's say you've seen us disappear, we're believers, and you've seen us disappear, and we told you we're going to disappear, and then we disappear, right? And we're telling you, and I'm telling you, they're still going to try to hit you with that mark. They're still going to try to force you to get that mark of the beast, because they want you to go to hell. Okay? They're going to try to force you to get that mark. Okay? Even though you see us disappear, know one thing. You're going to be on the same level as us, meeting the Creator's Son in the sky. Okay, you're going to be on the same level, just like you've seen us disappear. That divineness, you're going to be on the same level of divineness with us, holding palms in heaven, worshiping the Most High. And people are going to say that we overcame. Okay, whole different category of people. It specifically talks about what happens in the end days, and with us. This could be a great time for you. This could be a great time for you to get big ups from the Creator. If you get through this, if you believe in the gospel, and if you believe in the prophecies and revelations, don't you know that everybody that doesn't believe in those two things are going to be sleeping in the graves for the next 1,000 years, and you're going to be up, you're going to be awake, helping the Creator's Son. Okay, prophecies, all prophecies. Okay, it's important to learn this stuff. It's very important to learn this stuff if you want to be even with us, you know, on the same divine level with the Most High after watching us disappear. Just remember, man, that what I'm saying is don't get the mark. Uh, they're going to offer you death or the mark. Take death. You've seen us disappear. I told you, if you overcome the mark, you're going to be in palms. It's like Judgment Day will come and you'll already know where you stand with the Lord. Like, that's how much of a blessing this is. Like, everybody else has to wait to Judgment Day. You won't have to, because you're already like on the team. You're already doing work like angels. You see what I'm saying? That's how important this is. That's how important it is not to get the mark of the beast. Okay? So, if you see us, if you see us disappear, if you see people disappear, if you see a grit all around the world at one time, that's a part of the prophecies. You know what's next. They're coming to get you. You're a believer. We've just disappeared. It's going to bug them out too. Don't you think it's going to bug the enemy out too? If they see that, they know it's coming to an end too. They're going to come get you, and they're going to come kill you. You're going to be a martyr because you're not going to get the mark. Because I read to you that, you know, that if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark, because this is the third angel talking in Revelations 14, chapter 14, verse 9 in Revelations. This is an angel talking. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascend up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Okay, what you don't want to do is get that mark. You've been told. Okay, that's the main thing of Revelations. That's like the main story. It's about these cataclysms in the first trumpet, second trump, third trump. All this is just to wake you guys up. So this is just proof that Revelations is true. Okay, all right. And in this order, if we see hellfire, right, of comets, raining comets with blood, if we see raining comets, a shower of comets, followed by a mountain-sized comet, followed by another comet, one hitting the East Coast, one hitting the West Coast, because one says fountains, right? Regardless, if you see rain comets and then another comet, big comet hit, another big comet hit, and this is crazy stuff happening in our solar system, because if you think about it, this is all describing just a whole mess of planets with atmosphere and moons and stuff just passing through, and people aren't paying attention because NASA and scientists are already saying in 2028, 29, which is when the seventh, because this is all this takes like 3.5 to 7 years, all this stuff to happen. That's why I be telling people, they're, oh, where's the end days have already happened? I'm like, Israelites have already woken up. Prophecies, dreams are already have happened. What are you talking about? We're going into trumpets. It's already started, bros. What are you guys talking about? It all starts with a big earthquake in the seals, and then it goes into these trumpets. But like I was saying, though, you get a combination, because what are the chances, right, of an atmospheric disturbance of the moon getting hit, the sun getting hit, and like it says stars getting smitten, okay? But um, what are the chances of all those like atmospheric things happening? You know what I'm saying? In that order, right? Cosmic shower, a comet hits, another big comet hits the Earth. Uh, One third of the sun and moon, the stars get smitten, right? That's gonna wake us up, man. That's gonna wake the whole world up if something like that happens. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are gonna be like, this, the real believers are gonna be like, oh, this is the prophecies. You see what I'm saying? Because it happened in this order, right? You have the bottomless pit being open, right? And it says that when the bottomless pit is open, there's gonna be a cloud, man, so big the whole world's gonna be able to see it. It's gonna block out the sun. Okay, so this is all in order, right? If you're a non-believer, you can say, "Oh, well, you know what I'm saying, that it didn't happen." So all those things didn't happen in that order, so it's not that. But if you're a non-believer and you see this list happening in order of stuff happening here on Earth, then right, prophecies are happening, right? So if these cataclysms happen with the comet shower, the mountain-sized comet, the bright comet hitting, one third of the sun and moon's getting smitten, the beast falling, the openest pit with the smoke hitting the earth, one third of man dying. Come on, what's that? 7, 8 billion people. You're gonna notice 2 billion people missing. This is all part of the prophecies. This is what the Bible says is about to happen in the day of the Lord. The two witnesses coming. These witnesses can make it rain, and they can take away rain. They can make it rain anytime they want. These two witnesses, they're gonna prophesy to the world, and they're gonna be killed in front of the world, and the world's gonna see that. And the first beast is gonna do that. And the two witnesses are going to come back to life in front of the world. Everybody's going to know the two witnesses when they come into the world, right? They're all going to know the two witnesses when they come into the world. Um, but the main part, though, I really want to get across in this video is the mark of the beast, and how it's like kind of like the main thing, like the main ending, storyline, in the end days, because the files that are out for the trumpets is basically just all downhill. It's just talking about how things get destroyed. It's not, there's no real struggle. It's just the Most High destroys the world and they continue to hate the Most High, and the Most High destroys the world and they still don't repent. Not. It's like the whole thing with when the Most High told what's his name to go into that town and try to find 30 or something like that, or 100 people that are not sin, and like 30 people. Then he was like 5. Then he was like find me one person, and he couldn't find one person that didn't sin. That's what it's going to be like in when the vials of wrath hit. There's going to be basically no good people left, and that's what that story's talking about in Revelations. It's like Everybody left. Like everybody's harvested. That's why it's talking about. That's how I know. That's how you know when you read Revelations, the bringing up and the people getting martyred. That's how you know, because it's talking about a harvest. You see what I'm saying? So the believers aren't going to be here. There's going to be a harvest. Only thing left is going to be the, the tares, and that's all basically the wrath is just talking about. It's just the tares, and the tares getting torn up, basically. Okay, so but you want to be here during the trumps. You want to study the trumpets because it has everything to do with you as a believer, right? And you don't want your family member to get that mark of the beast, because that's eternal suffering forever and ever in front of the Lamb. I read all these verses in front of you guys. You can never say no one didn't point it out to you biblically. Okay, but all glory to the Most High. I'm gonna do more lessons on this. I'm gonna redo my Revelations. I'm gonna redo it every so often. I'll probably be going on different channels to present this information, because I need to do it more now that I have more understanding, and work with some of my brothers on this, because a lot of them are making mistakes and they think it's metaphoric, and there's no way all of Revelations can be metaphoric, because you can't sit down and break down Revelations metaphorically to me. So it's not all metaphoric. So I have to get out here, and the Most High's guidance, help us teach these people that, to not get the mark of the beast, and what these prophets are always saying. We need to reveal this to people. Okay. So like I said, all glory to the Most High, y'all. All right, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
We were on the run, rocking around the clock. Now all we need is right here in front of us. In front of us. So can we just slow down? The only thing I'll do is lay here next to you. We need to slow down. Embrace the love we found. For you and I are safe and sound.